Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Factorio. Check this out. My iron and my coal is backed up. I could have swore I extended these buffers. I can't even remember if I actually mentioned that. Look at this. They are huge and they can get bigger because we got loads of stuff coming in from our electric mining drill setups that are now kind of wasting power, I guess, because these aren't doing anything. But there you go. So I don't think I've done too much in between episodes. One thing I will do now in a moment is extend those buffers. And actually, I've been getting some feedback once again from you guys leaving comments, and a really cool tip right here that we want to start off by doing. So I've arranged my hotbar to something I like to have quite often. When we're fighting, we want these ones right here. And by fighting, I mean, going out, seeking the nests. And we've got laser turrets, we've got our power stuff to repair, and walls as well. All of that's important, and apparently what we can do is bind these. So we middle click and oh, that's actually binded it. So before, when I tried to bind it, I had it, I think, selected like this, and I middle clicked and a little menu came up. There you go, which is cool. So what happens if I do that? I guess that means I can't drop something else on it. Okay, cool. And what about if I drop this back into my inventory? So it's not going to automatically put things there, but it's reserved, and that will help me manage things. Like this as well. This might put it back automatically. If I press Q, look at that, it drops back into the right spot. So let's bind all of these. This is the way I want to have it. Over here, these are some stuff for construction, and that is really cool. I do like that. What's that button right there do? I can't even remember. Swaps them up and down, and it keeps the binding bit as well, which is cool. Yeah, so that's going to be really useful, and that Q key is something I must get used to doing, because what I tend to do is just press E and drop it in like that, which is no good. So if we're building something, we just press Q. When we're done, it goes straight back to the correct slot, and that is very, very cool. And I need to use the hotkeys as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what does 6 do? Nothing. And then I think you're supposed to press Shift and 1 for the other side, but I can't remember. Anyway, what we're going to be doing this episode is working on oil. All of our system right here has been set up. We are not yet actually using it correctly. We're just letting some stuff from the overflow of the other system come into this one while we get it all set up. So when we actually get this thing running, it could be good, it could be bad. We don't know what's going to happen. I've got a feeling that we're going to need to send a lot of iron and copper into this system. But before we get to the oil, there is something that I'd like to do. And actually, since I thought about doing this, it hasn't been so frequent that we're getting attacked. But it's been a while since we last did it as well. And as I've learnt in this game, as you let time go by, these guys get stronger, and I'm kind of interested to see if our laser turrets are still going to be able to do the job. And there was a reason that I wanted to go to a specific location. Over here is where we're getting attacked from, I think. They're coming across like this. There's some iron there. If ever this patch runs out, there's another one right there. There is a huge patch of copper down here, and also one there. And I think we've actually run out of copper completely at the moment. So if we go for this one over here, we can attack these guys and potentially secure that one for the future as well. And there's also iron there and there. So this whole kind of area is something we want to take over. It's going to take a long time, and I don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of time on it. So what we're actually going to do is set up a little outpost down here that's going to send stuff up to the buffers, and then we're going to attack the guys over there, so we've got another one ready for the future, and hopefully we'll be able to kill them. And in the meantime as well, there is something that I want to craft. Now, I put 200 of these each in my inventory, and one of the things we have recently researched is the power armor. And perhaps that was actually for something else then. I definitely put them in there to craft something specific, and I thought it was this, but maybe I've forgotten what it was. This is something I think we might be able to actually make. I'm going to have to look into it then, because I've sort of jumped ahead of myself a little bit. But this is the next level of armor up, and you can see that it has a grid size of 7x7, which means we'll be able to fit more of these things in as well, which is pretty cool. And there's also a personal laser defense. We need to check that out. That sounds amazing. So let's go pick up some processing units. And this thing right near here needs 100. If we have a look, I've got these. Just putting in the materials automatically. That's not what we're doing. The opposite, manually. And the thing that we need is the next one up. So how do we make those? With lubricant, we are not at that stage. So we're not going to make the power armor. Simple as that. Okay, let's go and grab a few of these. How many do we have in the chest? Let's take 25 of those. That'll take up... Actually, I don't want to use that many. Let's just go for 15, I was hoping for. 1, 2, 3. And we should have everything else. No, I'm going to have to pick some things up, but we're going to make 15 of those and check out how they work. I think I've seen them before in Zisto's videos, but I wasn't too sure how you actually use them. So, as well as crafting that, we're going to extend our buffer, which means I'm going to need more steel anyway, because we're going to be making steel chests. Actually, the best way to do this is to grab it like that. So now we can make 15 of those. There we go, we're crafting them, and we can make a whole bunch of chests. I am actually going to completely raid all of the steel that is here, because we are going to make a huge amount of chests to make our buffer ridiculously big at this point. So let's steal everything on the line, and on the other line as well by the looks of it. And we can make 41 of those. So, right, I am going to craft those things, extend that buffer, and then we're going to go and attack some bad guys. So, I've been told by some of you commenters here on the video that I need to build more on camera, and I was doing a little bit of building a second ago, extending all of this down here. Look at that, that is glorious. And I thought, actually, this is pretty cool, the whole building process. They're under the chests, but they're there. Those things. How very strange. Okay, that was slightly confusing. I thought they were destroyed. Anyway, I wanted to show this on camera. First of all, this binding of the keys down here is ever so useful. It's really going to help me remember to press Q, because I have been doing this. You know, I've been building something and then I go, and just try and put it in the wrong place, and then that reminds me to go, oh wait a minute, just press Q, and it disappears. So anyway, we're going to build this together on camera. Just going to walk you through it. It's pretty cool to do actually, because of the way that I've designed it. So you can come down like this, just make sure that there's no gap between each, and we're going to do 4 of these like we did a moment ago, and then we want to come back up the top and do the same thing like that, which is going to be nice and easy to align, and then you've got that overlap in the middle. So now, and there it is, look, I'm making the mistake, I'm trying to pick up the other thing. We press Q and then we pick that up, and that means it stays in the correct place, which is awesome. I'm going to get used to using that hotkey. I'm very bad at learning those things. I don't know what it is with games, but I tend to just do something and then stick with it, and it's usually not using a hotkey. So, right, the next thing for us to do is to, and look, I'm doing it again already, is to spam down all of the chests. And this is the cool bit. Just walk down like this, bring them all down, and then go by 3 at the bottom, and then come up 3 on the other side. And once again, just bringing in all of those chests. And guess what? It's the same dealio for the press Q. There we go. It goes back to the same spot that I picked it up from. And we want the same thing for these inserters. So all of those are going to insert. It's very cool. And then going back up again. Hopefully we have enough of these, by the way. Our system right now is going... They're the wrong way around. Let's remove those. Our system is going to be in a bad shape at the moment because... Oh, look at that. I've actually put them where they don't need to be. I might have done that on the other side as well, you know, trying to do all this fast building. So yeah, there is a gap. Just drag them down like that. And yeah, our system is going to be on its knees at the moment because we just used up so much iron, or steel even, which comes from iron. And then just all these other things that I'm placing down right now, the system is trying to recuperate. And we are actually out of those by 2. They might be on the other side, and it looks like they are. Look at this. I've been silly and done it wrong. So let's remove those 2. And there's a gap, and then 2 more. Oh, that's good. We've got enough to do this then. And the rest of it is me just placing down the track, really, which is pretty straightforward. But we're going to do it together. Here's a little bit of building for you. Let's place it like that. Doing it the wrong way around. And, yep, there it is again, me continuously doing that. I will pick it up, I'm sure. And now we can just come down like this. This is really cool. I love building stuff so quickly and efficiently. And this thing has been massively expanded now, so we shouldn't have to do this for a while. And now what we can do is focus on that copper patch. So let's try and get in a good position. That feels like a good one. And make sure it's the right way as well. And there you go. We have successfully extended our buffer by a ridiculous amount. And that was for coal, wasn't it? And look, all of this down here is hardly even getting used. Same for this side as well. I mean, these chests have got the stuff displayed on it, but look at that. They've got like 10, 15, 45. They've only got a little bit inside of them. So our buffer system is working again. And I absolutely love this. It really does work. You can see here, this is the output either side there from the buffer. And based on the input, you know, coming through, if this was a little bit more going through at once, then it wouldn't use stuff from the buffer. But occasionally it does. And it's doing exactly what we want it to, basically, which is great. So anyway, enough rambling from me. You've seen me do a little bit of building. I'm going to go get myself geared up, and we're going to go and take out that alien base. Some of you are probably laughing at me a little bit here. I've been a bit of a wally, crafting stuff without really thinking about what it is. This stuff over here, each one of those uses 5 lasers. I noticed that my lasers had disappeared, so I had to grab some more out of the chests. And then I was looking closer at these things. They take up dimension of 2 to 3, and that is because they go inside your armor thing. If you have a look here, it can be inserted into armor, which means we can only have a limited amount of them on us at one time. and I thought, oh, I've been silly once again. So we have a kind of reason to get a better suit. You can see our grid size is 5x5. This is 7x7, so we'll be able to utilize a couple of those, not the whole 15. So that was a bit of a waste. But this stuff right here, it needs 30 electric engine units. Okay. But I've started producing those because I looked up the lubricant recipe and it's ever so simple. Just pipe in some heavy oil and it'll make some lubricant. So we can start making use of that. I know this is all temporary, but to get a power suit, you know, all we've got to do is manually craft a few things, drop them in here, and before long we will have it. So that's what we're going to do when we go down and fight those bad guys. We'll be doing it with a power suit. We'll be able to put those personal laser defenses in there and maybe a couple more solar panels and other stuff as well. But I'll sort all of that out and I'll meet you down the bottom of the map. Alright, it is time for us to have some fun with some bad guys. Check this out, I've upgraded the batteries, got a couple of extra solar panels, one extra piece of armor, and we got 3 of these personal laser defenses. So, things might go well, they might go bad. As I said, the main reason we're doing this is just to see if the aliens are sort of caught up to our technology. The nest is down in this corner, and it's kind of like the bad time to record because it's nighttime, but it is actually turning to day. So, let's plop this down right here. Got to press Q. I'm still not getting used to that. It's really strange. Like, I'm slowly getting there, but this is quite bad. And I'm not doing this right because I'm not pressing Q. It is backfiring already. So, yeah, you don't want to start off with this, like, little amount of turrets, do you? You want quite a lot. But it actually looks like we're quite strong. And I'm just not getting used to that Q thing. And we didn't lose a turret, so that turned out okay. Let's just repair these guys. And now we've got a nice little group of them to fall back on. We're also getting attacked somewhere. Is that here? Yes, it is. Oh my god, there is a lot of them here. So we want to attack this bit right here. What I find the best way to deal with is large groups like this is to kind of charge in. That might sound a little bit crazy, but if you just inch your way forward, they're just going to continually come at you, and it's going to be quite difficult. And I'm not seeing those lasers as well, the personal ones. I've got a feeling you might need to press a button to activate that. So actually what I want to do is just look that up quickly, see if that's a thing. So I've just looked it up and it doesn't really say too much about it actually. I can't seem to figure out why it's not working. You can see they're red, which would be an indicator that something's wrong, but its electricity is maxed out, so I don't know really. Anyway, let's continue onwards with this. I've done the old habit of dumping those in the wrong place. Let's go and place some of these down right here like this in a row. You want to get a few of them together quite quick because otherwise they're going to start taking damage. And now we just want to keep hopping forward really. Got to press Q each time. Oh, I'm not going to get used to that. So this is where things get serious. We're getting deeper into the nest, and now we've got to charge in there and just whack down a load of turrets. This is the strategy that's been working really well for me, but you do have to place down like 3 rows quite quickly. We've got 1 unpowered. Let's take that guy back, if I can, and you can see some on the front lines are getting damaged. So at the moment, what we've got to do is just continue our charge right into this base, because at the moment those nests are generating tons of bad guys. So let's go right in there, right into the heart. Doesn't have to be neat, it can be messy. And our little meter for health down the bottom there, that's our kind of guide as to how well we're doing, I guess. The longer I can stay alive in here, the more damage we can do. There we go, a ridiculous amount of turrets in place now, and I think we've gotten the most of this nest down, so it's just going to take a few more. And there we go, that should take care of that nest, and I do believe that's all of it. I thought that was quite a big nest, but actually it was a fairly small one, which means we've kind of secured this one, and considering how long it took me to do that, I think what I'm going to do is pick up all of these turrets and go for these other ones on the mini-map as well. So we're going to hit this one up. It looks like they started to spread out actually, which isn't a good thing. We'll probably hit this one up and maybe that one as well. Then we can secure this area. Okay friends, we are not going to talk for too long because I do a lot of that in these videos. In fact, that is what the 20 minutes is comprised of, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So all of this area down here cleared out. Almost died once. It was a little bit hectic, but we're done. So we've got this copper patch. This iron patch over here we need to secure in the future, and there's another one there, so our next destination will be around here. But I have no idea when it is we're going to be coming back again, because we just need this at the moment. Although iron is running low, but we have no copper income at all. So I'm going to set up a mining outpost over here. I imagine it might get attacked if the pollution goes up to this base, but I kind of feel like the distance is safe, and I've set up a few turret outposts here as well. And we got a radar, so we can continue to scan the sector. But now we're going to head back into the base, obviously, once I've set up this outpost. And we're finally going to start some work on with the oil, which is what we were supposed to do at the beginning of this one. But I got distracted fighting aliens, which is actually a lot of fun. So, I know what the deal is. You people like to see me do some building on camera, and I am terrible at that just because I'm never too sure what I'm doing. I spent a lot of time setting this up. By the way, I've spent a lot of time in the world. If ever you see things change, like there used to be a wall over here and some turrets, that's just me going around cleaning up stuff as we go along. So as well as this, we have an iron outpost down here. I'm not going to spend too long talking about this. It is right there. It's just bringing up a small patch into our base. And the copper thing down here is okay, but you can see we've got a massive conveyor belt, and really we need to get into trains soon. There is a lot of stuff we need to get into, but I just wanted to kind of do this properly, and we started off doing things a little bit silly with our setup over there. Anyway, right, how are we going to do oil? I was going to have 5 of these, and oh, I'm already thinking about moving this over now. Oh dear, it's happened, because if ever we need more, we want to be able to extend it downwards, and have actually built this in the incorrect place. Okay, so by moving this over here, we are kind of being prepared for a much bigger processing of the oil. However, I don't know if we'll ever really need it, but it's nice to build things like that. That's the way we're going to do it. Try and be efficient and build really cool systems. So down at the bottom here, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to bring each thing out using underground pipes to a kind of separate line. So imagine like some invisible lines going up and down and across. So we've got 3 of them. They're the 3 different outputs. And sometime later in the game I might need to use some of these other ones. I'm not really sure, which means the setup might be slightly different. But for the basic one, which is that one right there, we're going to be producing petroleum and heavy and light oil. So they're the 3 that are coming out. They're going to go down into storage, and they're going to go up as well. And I think the way the pipes work is that basically when something goes into it, it kind of evenly distributes itself across the whole system. So that means if there's something at one end of the pipe trying to pull things out, it's going to come out at the other end. You know, there's no sort of flow direction involved. So for that reason, this layout should be pretty good, and we're just going to build a little bit more of it together, and you can see how the things are going to connect up here. So this one connects to that, and then it connects across like that, and we're going to put some pipes in the middle. That'll allow us to see what it is as well. So then up the top here, it's going to go out across like this, and I think this is actually left over from where I was building before, that one right there. So then we're going to have these ones going alongside, and when they go alongside like this, it means if ever we need stuff up here, we're going to branch it upwards, and we have left a lot of space. We really have. This being the top of the system right here, I guess we can move it up, but then I'd probably want to move up all of these pipes as well. I don't know. It takes a lot of planning, this stuff, and when you don't know the ins and outs of the game, or at least how much of this stuff you're going to need towards the end of it, that's actually in the wrong position, then it's kind of a little bit harder, I guess, to estimate these things. Also, that needs to be like that. So yeah, on this bit up here, this is where it goes off to the side, so it just needs to be like that, which is pretty cool. And you can see there it connected up, did it? Now it did. Okay, cool. And yeah, this is us doing a little bit of building on camera. And because these are spaced out, I'm actually going to have them all going like this. What we could do is have them further across, like go as far as the reach goes, which is somewhere over there. And I'm not sure if I want to... Actually, I might do that. Let's see what it looks like. We'll make a decision here. How are we going to do this? So they would extend like that. I actually like that. I think that looks pretty cool, the way they're slanted. And then if we want to take something off, it might be a little bit easier, because you just put down a pipe here. You don't have to worry about it connecting or overlapping with another one, because if it goes up, it'll be across a little bit. And yeah, this is the way that we're going to do it. So we focused on this part. Let's go down to the bottom now. Okay, the tank's down the bottom here. When we previously played with these, I was under the impression that they only connected at the top and the bottom. If we zoom in here, you can see they actually connect on the corners, and I think they only connect up to other ones, which is what I'm going to test. So that would connect, but that wouldn't connect it to the tank adjacent. But anyway, if you look at the way these come down here, it's not neat, I know, but they're all connected. You'll be able to see that this doesn't quite line up. There's now no room for this one right here. So what we're probably going to do is pull one off to the side. That will be the petroleum one, since that's probably going to have a smaller storage tank, since we use so much of it. So there'll be a small storage area over here, and then there'll be a larger one down here. And we're getting near the end of the episode, so I want to make some progress here, get all of this set up. I might even get it up and running as well, do the pipes on the other side, and then I'll be able to show you that as well. Okay, the blueprint for our oil production is now in place. We've got some of the advanced ones over here. If you have a look, the recipe is advanced oil processing, so more petroleum gas but less heavy oil. So we'll do a few of those and a few of the others. So for that we've got water coming from this pump going into the sides here, and then these ones are going to be for the oil, which I'm going to bring in from this side over here, and I think we'll have a little storage silo beforehand over there as well. And we're going to get all of this running in the next episode. Feels like a lot of what we do takes longer than I expect, and it's always the next one that we're starting up the project. That should be moved back by one block, I think. Yeah, that's the way I've done it there. I'll do that, I'll sort that out. But you can see here we've got the 3 different sets of tanks. This one's petroleum, light oil, and heavy oil, and these can all be extended downwards infinitely. This one is just a little bit smaller since I don't think we're going to store a lot of it. So that's going to be it for this episode. In between episodes, I'm also going to be using this small pump right here to move all of these stuff from our storage area over here to this one down here, which could be interesting, and I'll let you know how it goes in the next one. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.